All right, friends, it's Timon. We are back with a brand new video. It's on our good friend, you know who again? JasonBlaha. Yes, man. The strength and fitness fake guru. The gym, lifting, recruiting, fitness, gear slave. Look at this picture of him, man. He looks really old. Like, he just looks like this old guy, like 85 years old, that I remember when I was a child. He looked exactly like him. It's a really sad case. But anyway. So we're going to react to JasonBlaha's video. JasonBlaha says something to think about before spending money on supplements. Okay.
There are things to consider before you throw away your money on supplements. Hey everybody, it's JasonBlaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals about this today. If you guys would though, please click like down below. I would greatly appreciate it. If you aren't following or subscribed, please do so. And if you would, drop me a comment down under the video. Thank you so much for that. All right, so over to the point. For those who know my serious history going back 10, 12, 13 years,
yes, I know about his ridiculous history.
I fought pretty hard against scams in the supplement industry. Ended up being sued, drug through courts and everything over calling out scams and bad products.
What scams did he call out in the fitness industry? He said BCAAs don't work. Yet BCAAs are essential amino acids. They don't work for him because Blaha doesn't understand that you need to damage muscles to build them, but he's not damaging anything other than he's getting brain damage, lifting these heavy weights in the opposite direction, going into space like an astronaut.
Were actually vindicated later by meta-analysis and stuff like the branched-chain amino acid thing. Multiple meta-analysis came out later.
He wasn't vindicated. What you're talking about? They sell BCAAs everywhere. They're essential amino acids. The fact that they sell them separately is their own business. You don't have to buy them separately. I buy all 19 essential amino acids. When I buy them, I buy them in free-form peptide bond amino acids. I get the L form. That's the form you want. The L form is the best absorbing amino acid. Okay, dude? And usually it's either whey, it's made out of whey, egg, or beef. They have beef, whey, or egg. Okay, it's made out of animal products. I don't know about vegan. I don't know if they even have a vegan version of amino acids. Because they're incomplete, these vegan foods.
Confirming they were completely useless and completely a scam, but you know, companies still spent hundreds of thousands.
He says they're completely useless and a scam, BCAAs, but they're essential. Look, this is from AI Overview. Yes, branched chain amino acids, BCAAs, are considered essential amino acids. So how can they be a scam? How can amino acids be a scam? This guy's fucking brain dead, man. The body cannot produce them. So they must be obtained from what? Food or supplements. The three BCAAs are leucine, which is a very major one that you need, leucine, okay? Isoleucine and valine. They are essential because they are vital for various bodily functions and cannot be synthesized internally. So he says it's a scam. It's not a scam. If you want to buy an incomplete stack, that's your own business, but it's not a scam. Blaha is a scam. Blaha is feminized, a feminized scammer. You understand me? Everything he eats feminizes him because he's so unnatural. Look at him. It's a feminized male.
Trying to sue me to shut me up over that. So just so that people have a context.
They wanted to sue him to shut him up over that. No, they sued him because he's an idiot. He lost. He lost. They sued him and he lost. He ran away from England. What an idiot. He started some controversial thing trying to chase down people. This joke. This guy's nobody.
For this, I have been through it in.
They sued him because he had a loud mouth. They tried to get him.
Dealing with this topic. All right, so over to this point, people always are looking for supplements, and the problem is most of the BCAAs absolutely work if you have damage in your muscles and you're lifting properly to create that damage. But if you're adapted like this cow, you understand me? This cow's adapted, okay? This guy right here with the cow tits. He's completely adapted
There's zero gains other than sarcoplasmic gains, okay? This is just stupid lifting, okay? It's a waste of time. Lots of people do this online. They're wasting their time, their lives away, pretend muscles, pretend this, pretend that, pretend strength, pretend fake this, that, whatever, do. You understand me? A lot of people pretend online. They fool you and tell you, look how strong I am. Meanwhile, they're doing something fake on the side. They can't really manage. They just are screaming and yelling because maybe they have nothing fucking better to do with their lives, okay? You know what I mean? Some people have better things to do with their lives, but some people, they just have nothing better to do with their lives. So, like Blaha, they have to come up with all these crazy things, okay?
Industry is owned by these supplement companies. They sponsor everyone. They have a lot of control in the fitness
Look,
world.
I don't know everything about all supplements, okay? I don't know everything out there. I'm a human being. I can't know everything. It's impossible. And even what I think I know, I don't know anything, okay? And neither does Blaha. He doesn't know anything, and neither does anybody else. The fact is, amino acids, essential, those we know. It's kind of obvious. They've done enough tests to know that we need a certain amount of amino acids, these essential amino acids. They're important to overload on them because, man, your body doesn't produce them. So to build that muscle, if you're actually damaging and building your body, you definitely want to take a what do you call it, amino acid supplement. That's all. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to do anything to you. That's all. You've just increased the intake of these amino acids. That's all. It's going to aid in repairing and remodeling your muscle. That's all. Bigger and stronger. It's definitely going to help you. It cannot hinder you, that's for sure. But it can definitely help you a lot and take you a lot further in your journey to where you want to go. Your goal is to build yourself big and strong. If you want to get big and strong, then you're going to have to go all out. If you don't go all out, then it'll be very slow, maybe rigorous. I'm not sure. Okay? That's all. But you go all out, you'll make it there. But if you don't, you'll never make it there if you don't go all out. And a lot of people don't really go all out. Or maybe they just don't have the time to completely go all out. But they're trying. At least they're trying. They're managing. I don't know what people's goals are out there, okay? I can't say. Blaha, his goal is to do what? Shrink his muscles, live concentrically, I don't know, eat all these phytoestrogen foods, and be a feminized male.
And so therefore people tend to get very biased information in regards to a two-sided story. But what these people who pimp them and who make money on them and maybe even have been convinced of their value forget is it's not legal to sell supplements that work. This is the problem that people...
It's not legal to sell supplements that work. But I just told you, amino acids work. That's why they don't sell them anymore. Get it? Let me explain something to you. The supplements that truly work, like amino acids, it's kind of obvious. Building blocks, they're amino acids. They work. But they slowly have been taking them off the market over the years. There's not a variety of amino acids out there. You understand? Especially the tablet form. There isn't, because they know what it does. They know that it stimulates the endocrine system to increase more hormone production, which will do what? Make you younger, make you stronger, make you better. It'll also build you up at the same time. They know this. It's kind of like what you would say, it's kind of like a youth drug, okay? Amino acids, when you take them, it's considered somewhat a youth drug as well. It's not a youth drug, though. It's a natural supplement, so it's not a drug, okay? But they know it works, and so the stuff that does work, they definitely don't want to sell you that. I told you before, B12, methylcobalamin, this dibencoxide stuff, the active form of B12. You can find it now in the health food store again. They had it off for quite a while, for I don't know, a long time, because it's kind of a natural anabolic, and they simply do not want to sell it to you because it works. It works really well. Now, amino acids, do they work? Do amino acids work? Absolutely. They work if you have a relative amount of damage. See what I mean? But they also work even if you aren't really damaging and you're just an exercise person. Why? Because they increase growth hormone. It stimulates growth hormone and your endocrine system. It boosts it sky high. You understand me? You can notice the differences right away, especially if you're an old person. I noticed my face and skin got tighter right away, taking amino acid supplements again. That's the difference, okay? So do they work? Yes. BCAs, do they work? Yes. Do all amino acids work? Of course they do. Even if they're in single form, they work. Now, it's up to you. You want to take them single form, that's your own business. They've done enough studies, like taurine, for example, does a bunch of things, okay? These amino acids, the essential ones, they do a lot because your body doesn't produce them. So you need them.
People forget. So if any supplement over the counter produces a drug-like effect that rivals anything that a prescription drug can do.
Yeah. MK677. That is very simple. It increases growth hormone, right? Well, that's what amino acids do in high dosages. Amino acids in high dosages, they stimulate growth hormone. See what I mean? That's what they do. That's the main purpose why people take amino acids, for that stimulatory effect of growth hormone. So, does it work? Yes. Now, can you find it on the market? Yes, it's still out there. It's still available, amino acids, right? It's not as prevalent as it was in the past. But yeah, they sell them single forms like creatine. They sell BCAAs. And then they sell like free-form peptide bond amino acids, and then they sell them singular like lysine or taurine or whatever. They sell them. They're everywhere.
Illegal. It is pulled off the shelf. They are not allowed to sell you things that.
They are allowed to sell you amino acids. Can they enhance your performance? Absolutely. See, here's the thing. If you understand how to enhance your body naturally, then you can also incorporate the amino acids to enhance you, to make you better. So that is a natural way of making you better. Fucking amino acids are better than steroids because they build muscle. Get it? Steroids, they don't build muscles, bro. Let me explain this, man. A molecule does not build muscles. It can stimulate MPS, all right? But it cannot build a muscle. It can stimulate, but it cannot build a muscle. You get it, dude? So if there's no damage and you take steroids, there's no MPS, dude. You understand me? Regardless if there's a high level of steroids there. But you could blow up the sarcoplasm, but that doesn't have that's not constrained to satellite cells and myostatin, follistatin, all this. It's not regulated by that. So that's why people, they think, oh, look, I built muscle. I got so big so fast. You got big so fast. Muscles, they don't get so big so fast. They're highly regulated, regardless whether you take steroids or not, by follistatin, myostatin, and the satellite cell specifically. Without that satellite cell, you ain't building jack shit, and a level of micro damage in your muscles.
Actually work. So anything that can legitimately build muscle, burn fat.
Yes, amino acids can do that. They can build muscle and burn fat. They literally have mentioned in science that amino acids can literally build muscle even if there's a minute amount of damage there, and possibly even if you were in a hospital bed, like you're wasting away. These amino acids will build muscle to keep you from wasting away. So that is a very powerful supplement, dude. That is something you want to take, definitely, so you do not die. So if you want to save your loved ones, give them amino acids, buy them a present, save their life.
Replicate a drug-like effect, like affects statins and things.
Yes, and it also lowers body fat amino acids because it increases growth hormone and the endocrine system, which helps to get rid of what? Body fat, bro. It makes you muscular.
Becomes illegal, and before people jump up and say, oh, see, that's just the big pharma. Well, yes and no. In some cases, yeah, it is big pharma protecting their interests. But it's also the case of looking at safety, because if an over-the-counter product can produce a drug-like effect, guess what? It usually has the same side effects as the drug.
No, that it can produce drug-like effects better. Okay, drugs, they produce something synthetic, fake, but amino acids, they produce something real, better than a drug-like effect. So they haven't banned it. What are you talking about?
This is a point that people forget. If a naturally occurring herb or whatever can produce the same effects that Lipitor does, for example, guess what usually?
Lipitor, these are drugs. Amino acids are not drugs. They're building blocks of proteins. You understand, dude?
happens, you usually have a lot of the same side effects. That's reality. So there is a safety concern within the.
I don't know any side effects with amino acids, dude. That's all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Other problem with it is that also makes it dangerous, because now we have a product, and over the counter there's an herb or something, and there's the one I just named.
Amino acids are not dangerous. They're not dangerous.
This is a real one, and I'm not going to go into which type of red yeast that is. It's illegal to sell it or to import it into the U.S. for that reason. And here's why. Because, yes, it has statin-like effects. People say, well, how is that a bad thing? Why are they preventing that? Because it's an unregulated effect. In other words, when we take a statin, for example, if you're
Look, man, I'm taking I would say pretty high dosages of amino acids right now. I keep the dosage regulated. I take six tablets of amino acids in the morning and 6 at night, even if I'm not working out right now. I just take them for the benefits of it. That's all. I take them 6 in a day, 6 at night. That's it. I think that's a good number for me. I've known people that take 8 and 8. I've known people that take 12 and 12. Me personally, 6 is enough for me. I don't know about other people. Depends. On your damaging sessions, you might want to take more. It's really relative. It depends, man. You definitely want to take them before you work out and after you work out. They have high benefits.
It is so bad and your lifestyle is bad enough that you need a statin, okay? You need an exact amount and you need an exact effect.
If you take statins, they lower something in your body, you're dead. It's kind of obvious. You die.
A standardized drug gives you that effect, and the doctor knows.
Well, what does statins have to do with supplements? Like this guy, now is talking about drugs. He went off on a tangent, and now he's talking about Lipitor and drugs and all this kind of weird stuff. I thought this had to do with supplements, because he says here something they think about before spending money on supplements. So why is he talking about drugs now? He's fucking mentally sick, this guy in the head. He's the sickest person on the internet. He needs to see a doctor.
On your blood work, hey, 5 milligrams does this for you, 10 milligrams this, 20 milligrams, and they put you at that dose to get the exact desired effect for you.
You know, the more I do videos on Blaha, the more I see him for who he is, a sick monster. He's a sick person.
Your body. The problem with the herbal one, here's where
he might be on the verge of mental illness. You could be watching a mentally ill person. We don't know for sure. We know he's on disability, right? What's the disability that he's on for? It's obviously not for exercising. Is it physical? It's not something physical, so it must be mental. So it must be mental illness. So all of these people are watching a mentally ill person, and then they followed his programs, the 5x5 ice cream program, following a mentally ill individual on the internet, bro. He is getting disability for mental illness. It's kind of obvious. Listen to him speak. He went off and started talking about drugs. Crazy.
It's inconsistent. You don't know if the batch you got this week, because it's an herb and it's...
What kind of medication? Did he take his medication this week? I wonder. What kind of medication he on?
The thing is not at a standard concentration. It can vary from plant to plant. It can vary from season to season. From plant to plant. It can vary from season to season. It's not regulated, and there's no way to regulate it. You don't know if you're getting 1 milligram equivalent or 20 milligrams equivalent of the drug from week to week. So if you're...
Again, he's talking about drugs. He is obsessed with steroids and drugs because he's a failure.
Using this for something that you need for a medical purpose, the dose is fluctuating with every batch and bottle that you get all the time. Okay, so if you need it for health purposes, you could die because you got an underdose batch. Your health could suffer. What if you got an overdose batch and you needed a smaller amount? So let's say you've been taking more to get the effect, and then all of a sudden now you get a super strong batch and it's triple the effect. The side effects, the health risks are going to go up. And this is something people forget with these products. So no, supplements that work are not allowed to be sold. And when
that's funny because amino acids work. So I guess they're not allowed to be sold because they work. So BCAAs work, creatine works. It works the way it's supposed to work. Now how they manipulate it to work, on you, that's a total different story. You take creatine, yeah, it does put water in your muscles, but it does specific things, but it does work. It's an amino acid. But even free-form peptide bond, the whole stack of these essential amino acids, they work. They work. So why are they legal then if they work? Why are they legal? We know that a B12 dibencoxide, the active form of B12, it works. It works. They know it works. So why are they selling it? It should be illegal, right? It's a legal anabolic. Dibencoxide is considered an anabolic, a natural type of anabolic. So why is it legal to sell it in stores now? It's back again. It's on the shelves. They sell them. I don't know. They sell them because I bought a batch. It works. It definitely works. And so the amino acids, they work. They work. I know because I'm taking them. If I can feel it right away, they work. They're working. So I don't know what Blaha is talking about. They work. So he says they don't. He says they would be illegal. Why are they not illegal then?
Comes to something really competitive, because statins are not expensive. How about fat burning stuff? That's a big market.
Again, statins and burning stuff. What are you talking about?
We learned this the hard way. Like ephedra got outlawed. They came after it big time when it outperformed.
That's not a supplement, Fedrin. What is he talking about?
In a bunch of studies, all the prescription weight loss drugs, it outperformed them. Man, it was pulled off the shelves and made illegal within 6 months. So you have that to factor in, but that's written in the law. So the supplement...
Again, steroids are cosmetic. They do not build muscle. They give you a artificial cosmetic look. Because if steroids could build a muscle, then everybody would take steroids, build muscle, and then that's it. They wouldn't have to take it again, now would they, right? See what I'm trying to explain to you? No, muscles are built through a level of damage, micro damage. If there's no damage, there's no muscle. And steroids, they're not going to damage him for you. And if you don't want to damage him, then fuck off. Get it? Go find a life. Go get a life. Go get a job. Stop crying that you can't build muscles. Okay, dude? Christ. There's so many suckers out there crying and yelling about newbie gain limit, genetic, fucking stupid shit, dipshit stuff, whatever. And what is it? Hard gainer. When you assholes don't want to damage your muscles, it's based on a level of damage. And then you're like, you see somebody lifting eccentrically, and then you're all like, what's that? Ooh, what's that? Why are you lifting like that? You people have to be really sick in the head not to understand what builds muscles. Eccentric exercise always can damage muscles in an overload because you can lift heavier eccentrically than you could concentrically. If the eccentric is constrained to the concentric, then it cannot lift as heavy as it can. Get it? And so you can't get this damage to come back lifting full range of motion. Of course, unless you want to stay there for 4 hours lifting in a full range of motion, you can stay there all day in the gym. That's a long time. That's a long time. Believe me, I've done those kind of movements. Trust me. They're taxing on people. They can be taxing on you for a while in a full range of motion, trying to overwork this muscle, trying to get that damage to come back from the eccentric in an 80% lift. You understand me? But you can lift 140% eccentrically. That's why that damage can always be brought back. See? But Blaha, look at him. He lifts concentrically. It's ridiculous.
Companies know this.
Look at this. What a joke. Is this not Is this not stupidity or what? Lifting concentrically, ass cheek squeezing, you think that's going to cause any damage? I'm not saying you can't. Maybe if you lifted, maybe if you did like 100 sets straight of that, maybe there might be a minute chance that there would be some fucking damage in there, but I doubt it, okay, dude? Maybe in 100 years.
They have to make sure that their products don't work too well.
They have to make sure their products don't work too well. Men, amino acids, they work well. All of them work the way they're supposed to work. What do you mean they make sure they don't work well? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Hey man, let's make these amino acids not work so well the way they're supposed to. Well, what do we put in them? I don't know. What do we put in there? Sawdust? Fake it? Maybe put a fake product? Come on, man.
All right, you see where we're going? You may be paying $30, $40, $50, $75 a bottle for something that the company making it has a financial vested interest in making sure it either doesn't work or doesn't work very effectively.
So they have an vested interest in making amino acids, which are essential, not work or work or not work properly. Okay, whatever, man. This guy's insane.
This is a problem. This is what you're spending your money on.
No, this is a problem. People like him on the internet. You understand me, people? Wake up, man. People like him are a problem on the internet.
This same industry is also known for spiking drugs in there to promote sales. Like this has happened numerous times.
Okay.
They'll take a new product.
Okay, spiking drugs, we've heard of that in the protein powders. They had put something in there they weren't supposed to, okay, giving so-called steroidal-like effects, synthetic, fake effects, and then they wear off. Yeah, it's like, look, the fitness industry, they figured out these 3 amino acids are gonna, put water in your muscle, give you an artificial look, a little bit of muscularity, and give you some water muscles, okay? These fake muscles, because they know you're not damaging muscles, and you don't wanna, because you're lazy bums out there, okay? And you don't know what you're doing, a lot of people. And so they put these things in to make you happy. They go, are you happy? You gained 5 pounds of water muscles and you got a little bit of muscularity taking creatine. Did it work? Yes, it did work. See what I mean? Did it give you a kind of a cosmetic look using it? Yeah. See, here's the thing. Because there are only 3 in there, you don't have all the essentials. You just have 3 essentials. So it's going to create a cosmetic look. So when you stop taking the creatine, it's going to go away. It's going to go away. See what I mean? You understand me? But I don't use amino acids for that purpose. I use it in a damaging session. That's totally different. If you're trying to use these particular things for cosmetic purposes, well, good luck with that. Because anything cosmetic, remember, when the doctor says cosmetic, that word means fake. Fake, bro, fake.
They'll spike it with amphetamines. They'll spike it with oral anabolic steroids, and orals are more dangerous than injectables to your health.
Yeah, but they don't build muscles, bro. They're cosmetic. They're fake. Fake. Amino acids aren't fake. They can literally build real muscle. They're not fake.
As a general rule, people forget that. It's a reason an injectable is used more. They hurt you less in terms of your health. But that's a whole different topic. They spike them with things, and so you may be getting illicit drugs, illegal drugs that are, again, you have no idea how much you're taking. You're taking it without knowing you're taking it.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
This is a problem. You may be taking the meth analogs or anabolic steroids from this over-the-counter.
They stopped doing that, apparently. They stopped putting like these drugs in these protein powders there. But that protein stuff is, I wouldn't buy them, because we obviously already know that they're not regulated and they're garbage. They're garbage products. Here, Health Canada, they regulate everything, so they're not going to just put anything on the shelf. But in the United States, man, they get away with a lot of stuff, dude. You have to be careful. And in some other countries, I'm not sure. These products, they're found to be not clean and they're just garbage. But like I said, there are supplements that work. They definitely work, or they work, okay? Like vitamin C works. B12 works. Amino acids work. And no, the industry is not there to make them not work. Put something there and we'll just pretend and it doesn't work. No, they work. Blaha is just full of crap. He's just upset because he doesn't know how to build muscles. So for him, they don't work because he doesn't want to damage his muscles. He wants a free ride. He wants a supplement to build it for him. He wants a supplement to damage the muscles for him and to build for him. But he's a soft bitch, okay? So he has to do these soft workouts, these crap workouts like everybody else is doing out there. These like feminizing workouts, feminized lifting.
Or supplement without knowing you were taking them, subjecting yourself to risks and side effects. You know, and if you wanted to take those things, you would just go buy those things and take them. It's pretty straightforward. This is a crapshoot. So again, the industry has done this, and then they'll pull it off the product before they get caught. They'll pull them back off the shelves. Occasionally they get caught, and then the product stops working. All right,
occasionally they get caught, and the product stops working. Yeah, they put something a long time ago, they spiked something in there, whatever, to give you a cosmetic look. Yes, man, they try to get away with something. I can't remember what was it, this one supplement, they said it was like, it gave these so-called deca durabolin like effects or something in there, something. You know, they try to get close to it, but not exactly. They don't. Again, it's cosmetic to keep you hooked, to keep you buying the product. Here's what happens. So creatine, how do they hook you on that? Well, when you stop taking the creatine, the cosmetic effect of creatine goes away. So what do? You buy more creatine to keep that cosmetic effect. So they keep you hooked on this product. That's the whole idea. The idea is to keep you hooked. Now, can you be hooked on amino acids? Not necessarily. They do give youthful effects. They do a bunch of things. Will it hook you relying on it? Is it a food? It's a food. It is a food. It's crunched down into a higher dose of amino acid, but really it's a supplement. It's a food, really, what you're looking at. And the effects that it gives are pretty good. But again, do you need to rely on it? Not necessarily. If you're just using it for building muscle, you build whatever is amount of muscle that you want, and then after you don't have to take them anymore. See, that's a difference. You can stop taking them. But these cosmetic effects that the supplements they give you, the cosmetic effects that some of them give you, they keep you hooked on them. That's the whole point. They keep you hooked on it. That's the idea.
It's an entire scam, scummy industry that everyone in it who works in it knows the laws and that they have to do it this way. So
Yeah, it's a scummy industry, according to Blaha, because they didn't damage his muscles to build them. The supplement, he found that the supplement wouldn't go to the gym for him and damage his muscles for him while he stayed home eating his tofu and watching TV and watching YouTube.
even choosing to be in the industry,
Yeah.
they know they're in a scam industry.
See, for him, they're a scam industry because they wouldn't damage his muscles for him and then rebuild them. The supplement.
This is who you're dealing with by default. And on top of that,
Look, I've told everybody on my YouTube channel, if you don't want to damage your muscles, then don't. And don't complain about it, that they're not growing. If you don't want to fucking damage your fucking muscles, which cause MPS and growth, if you don't want to do that, then don't do it. And don't cry while you're not growing. And I got a newbie gain limit, genetic limit, and fucking I'm a hard gainer. Shut up, man, with that shit. Derek, dude, listen to me, man. Grow up, be a man, and stop crying like the bitches that you are all out there. Get it? You understand me? Stop complaining. If you don't want to damage your muscles, no supplement's going to do it for you. The gardener next door is not going to do it for you. Your sister, your friends, they're not going to the gym to fucking damage the muscles for you. And if you don't like the way it looks, damaging in the gym, it doesn't look creative or beautiful to you, damaging muscles eccentrically, then don't do it. Look like everybody else in the fucking gym. Feminize lifting femininely in the gym. Full range of motion, concentric lifts. Okay, dude? You understand me, people out there? Wake up.
supplement industry is not required to do safety testing or prove their products are safe in the United States.
Yeah, in the United States, but they're under high scrutiny here in Canada. They're tested by Health Canada. It's really tough. Anything imported, they got to test for lots of things here. It's highly regulated. Why is that? I'll tell you why. The reason why it's highly tested in Canada, because our health care system, it would weigh down on the healthcare system. It would cost us billions. You understand me? We have free universal health care. So they have to make sure that the things that are coming in are not going to make people sick. They definitely don't want sick people. Now, in the United States, they make their money through what? They don't have universal health care. So when Blaha says they don't care about your health, they don't care about your health in the United States. Well, know why? Because they're selling you insurance. They make money off sick people there with insurance, okay? And even then, they don't even insure you when you're sick. They fuck you. So wake up. Smell the coffee, grow up, stop acting like a child. You're an adult. Nobody's holding your hand. You can figure it out on your own. You understand me? You people can figure it out. If you're asking me, the safest supplement that you could get on the market, even in the United States, even though your own government in America fucks you people over, buy amino acids and use that. That is definitely, at least it's clean, okay? It's not going to fucking destroy you, okay, dude? So there you go. Is it your fault that your government is a piece of shit? No, it's not your fault, okay? It just is like that in life, okay? Now here's the thing. If you want to buy supplements in Canada, then drive up to Ontario, go to the store and buy a bunch of supplements. But me, if you're asking me, you don't need those protein powders and other supplements, okay? B12, it's not going to poison you in the United States, B12 or vitamin C or these amino acids. Maybe the protein powders and the other stuff they're selling, it's a possibility. You understand me? But these essential things, they're not going to poison you with. Definitely not.
States. They're not required to. Therefore, unlike drugs, which we know
Yeah, they're not required to because they don't care about your health there.
Exact side effects, we know the health risks, they go through tons of testing. Supplements
You're a business. Your health is a business in the United States.
do not. The rule they have in place is that.
Look, man, when I worked in the U.S., I worked as a manager in a hardware lumber store, one of my first jobs. And I got to tell you right away, my insurance kicked in within like 6 months. They told me not to get injured, to be careful. But I also had my own insurance. I had my own dental insurance. I had medical insurance, just in case something happened to me. You know that? But you should still have some insurance. On my Visa card, I carry insurance in case something happened. Like, what if you weren't working or something or whatever, or you got injured or you went on vacation somewhere, something happened to you, gotta have insurance, bro. Get it? So I have it attached to my Visa card. I think everybody else should anyway, just in case, regardless whether I have a universal insurance up in Canada or not. See what I mean?
If it is proven to be dangerous, they can no longer sell it. But they can sell it all the way up until medical research and expertise.
If it's proven to be dangerous, like death can occur, yeah, they'll definitely take it off.
He comes out saying, hey, this could be a risk. This could be a problem. Up until that point, they can literally sell you the equivalent of rat poison. And they do. And they don't care.
They can sell you rat poison and they don't care. Well, that's the US for you, but not in Canada, dude. I guess that's the end of his video. He's doing his legs now concentrically, wasting his time, shortening his muscles. I'll see you in the next one. This is so ridiculous. Not only is he not damaging his muscles, but he's shortening them so they can stay small and, I don't know, to shorten them, to make them smaller and keep them small all the time so they never grow. How crazy is that? And then he complains. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.